All right, Joe. How many potatoes is this from our harvest? What percentage?
Oh, so what I've cleaned and what I've got here is
Uh-huh.
about well, that's all of it.
That's 100%.
That's 100% of our potato harvest.
Not near as much as last year.
No, and the thing is, this is factual. Look it up. We had the wettest August on record in Alaska. On record since the beginning of keeping records, wettest August. And I would say that it's been one of the wettest Septembers as well. It has not let up. So the ground has been nothing but saturated. I don't know how that bodes for potato harvest, but this is what we ended up with. It's going to be a nice meal or two for our families, and it's fun eating, fresh garden potatoes. I'm just trying to get the bulk of the dirt off, and then before Alyssa or Bonnie makes a meal with them, they'll just wash them up the rest of the way. So, that's our potato harvest.
It took us 7 minutes. Thank you, kiddo. Our little cameraman in her pajamas.
Not my pajamas.
Not my pajamas.
We're back at it again. If you guys have followed us for any length of time, we're just doing the same old, same old. Right at the end of tourist season is our fall freeze up checklist, and it feels like it's a half a mile long, but just always things to do. We got to winterize the shower house, we got to winterize the spring line that comes down off of Bear Point. This year, since I don't know how loud that is. All right, I stepped away from that dripping water because it was pretty loud. I was just gonna say really quick that we added one thing to our fall freeze up list, and that is pulling our new dock out of the water. It's got poly barrels underneath. We ended up with, I think, 10 or 12 barrels underneath, not just the original 6 that we started with. The flotation is great on it, but we are afraid that the ice will expand to a point where it will either crack or slice, one way or another, puncture those barrels. So that's something new on our fall to-do list, is just get the new dock out of the water. It's just our first time doing it, so we'll have to see how easy it actually is to like flip over and lift out of the water. So anyways, just a beautiful day here in late September. We got the sun shining and we got snow on the mountains. Normal September here at Caribou Lodge. Okay, so I'm down here at the dock area. I've already pulled the ramp out of the water. Those 2 barrels weren't attached, so once I got those easily within reach, I just snagged those out from under there. They were making the very tip of the ramp float, and then that made it easily line up with our hinges right there on the dock. Easy enough for now. Now I'll get Joe down here to help me, and we'll lift it out of the water. So I think we're just gonna bring it right over into that area and flip it upside down. So we'll see how it works. All right, we tipped it up on its side. We got all the barrels out from under. We ended up with 10 barrels under the dock, 2 under the ramp. Now we're going to position it on these milk crates. We think that's the best way to keep it up and off of the ground as it freezes. The milk crates are going to freeze in the mud, but that's okay. We'll just pull them out next spring. Got them stacked like pretty maids.
All in a row.
Cool. All right, well, we'll revisit all of that next spring and make sure they're all a little more watertight. Only one of them ended up with a lot of water in it.
One, there was about 3 with water. One had a lot of water in it.
The other ones only had about a gallon.
Yeah.
So.
That's a wrap.
Got a quiet morning here. The kids are just enjoying some decent fall weather. Chloe and Eiley are pushing Bo on the little swing. Got a little bit of that same old feeling every fall, filling up the wood box. Heading out to the woodshed to grab another arm load. It's just unreal. Gets me every year realizing how short summer is. We had guests ever since June 6th when our lodge season started. And it's been a great year, but there's already snow up in the hills, and you just realize every year that summer is about 3.5 months long, including some of the fall colors that come on in late August. So the fall is almost over. A lot of the leaves that you've seen up here in the willow tree and across the lake here already faded. It is the end of September. Just a lot over the last couple weeks, ever since Joe got the moose. And we're so thankful Kyle and Sydney came out, helped us process a bunch of the meat, get it packaged up, made a ton of moose burger, and then they flew some of it back to town because we didn't have room in our freezer. So we got moose meat spread out, and so it's good. But we are in a couple days, don't exactly know, maybe just in a couple days, heading to town one last time in the float plane before the lake ice starts to form. So anyways, just that fall feeling around here. Nice calm morning. I'm out here in the swamp where the spring line runs, and I did a stupid thing. I didn't look at the forecast last night. I looked up in the sky, saw nothing but clouds. It was still like in the mid 40s, and I thought, oh, I won't leave the water running, and I'll fill our tanks in the morning. But the clouds went away. It dropped down to like 28 degrees last night, and the water line froze. So it happens. I was just stupid and didn't fill our tank last night before I went to bed. So we're, going to take showers this morning, and our tank's empty. Well, probably got like 10 gallons in it. So hoping that this thaws, make up for my mistake. Can't go to bed at night this time of year without filling the tanks first. You take it for granted, you wake up with no water. All right, heading to town. We're going with Dave, so the plane is a bit smaller, and we'll go out in 2 loads, so it's just Chloe and I. And we'll be in town in just a minute.
Bramante Brothers.